where there are a lot of toxic people and people who literally like to see other people in pain. Okay, there are people who will cause you pain and will comfort you. They will cause you, there are people who will literally set your entire house on fire and will come and help you put the fire out. Okay, like, you guys got to understand the nature of people. A lot of things where they want to control everything around them. Okay, and this is just naturally how they are in general. They are very controlling, and this is the reason why they don't typically like people who are operating in their purpose. Okay, because of the fact that when you are operating in your purpose, you are on the narrow path. You are headed somewhere and you don't have any time for any distractions. So a narcissistic person isn't going to like that, because of the fact that they want to be the center of attention and they want your attention. Okay, so when you are an individual who is amongst a person who's very controlling, do people love to test people, especially narcissistic people? I don't know why they have this nature to want to test people. This is something that they just generally do, because they don't look at people as people. You are not a person to a narcissistic individual. You are something to make them feel good. They don't think that you exist in this world for purpose. When you're so eager to please a person who is narcissistic, you are going to volunteer to do those things. This is how they get people, this approval trap thing, where they have you all tied up in things and you're even confused because you're saying to yourself, like, did I agree to that? Was I the person that you were basically persuaded and in some cases coerced into doing something? Okay, now you have to understand that there are people who can coerce a person to do a certain thing for them. They like to make people think that it was actually their idea. That is the key to manipulating people when it comes to narcissistic individuals. Everything that's being done that you do, the narcissistic individual is going to say this: I never told you to do that. I never asked you to do that. You did that. So there's a lot of persuasion when it comes to certain things, and you're so eager. You are dealing with a person who has a narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissistic people, or people who may not, because I always like to clarify certain things, because not everybody who experiences things that way is a narcissist. Okay, there are some people who were raised by narcissists and they respond to things based on the way that they were raised. Okay, meaning that they may have narcissistic attributes but aren't a narcissist. There's this thing with this whole approval trap thing where they want you to seek for their approval. So when you're saying good morning after a person has disrespected you, basically this person is saying to themselves, especially people who have this antagonistic personality type, they are saying to themselves, yeah, I can control this person. Yeah, I see that she values other people's opinion. And they use that whole thing. And I noticed that, that people who have this passive aggressive way of communicating, where they do all these little things in order to kind of like mess with people in ways that are just crazy, and hoping that the person responds to them in whatever way that they're expecting to make the person look a certain way. And you have to get to a point where you can identify those things, and identifying drama, and identifying where you see chaos and things that you just absolutely don't want anything to do with, especially when you are a person who just wants to do life. Like, you have things that you need to accomplish, you have goals, you have, important endeavors you plan to embark on in life, and you just don't have time for chaos and confusion.